A local auto shop is praising a decision by the Environmental Protection Agency banning a hazardous substance from the use in the U.S. Our Kent Davis joins us now with what a local mechanic has to say, as well as the impact this may have on your wallet. Kent.
Last week, the EPA banned chrysotile asbestos, which is the last kind still being imported to and used in the U.S. But while it removes a dangerous substance from the list, it's also likely to result in higher auto repair costs.
This brake pad, we put a ton of these on a week.
Hector Garcia has worked as a mechanic for about 40 years. And in that time, asbestos has been standard for brake pads, hood liners, clutches, and many other auto parts.
They hold and they can take the heat, and they're anti-corrosive.
But that's about to change under a new EPA rule banning chrysotile asbestos.
The majority of the people in the repair business of automotives, they've probably been exposed a lot.
According to the National Cancer Institute, asbestos can cause a kind of cancer called mesothelioma, which attacks tissues in the chest. Whenever he works with these parts, Garcia puts on a mask and gloves. But he still worries for his health.
I've been doing this a long time, so of course it's worrisome.
He tells us some of his mentors died from mesothelioma. We asked him why he even works with these parts at all.
It's cheap. It's cheaply made.
Garcia tells us the average asbestos brake pad will run $25 to $30, while other materials can range up to $30 more than that.
Glass fiber, cellulose fiber, carbon fiber, ceramic, which we are using now.
With asbestos as the industry standard, he felt he didn't have a choice if he wanted his Burton shop to remain competitive. Now that parts makers can't use it, repair shops will switch to non-asbestos models.
That cost obviously is going to affect shop owners, and that cost goes down to the consumer.
But Garcia says it's worth it to finally be rid of the hazardous stuff.
I'm glad they're making this change.
Parts makers will have to stop using asbestos within the next 6 months, according to the EPA. Other industries that use it on larger scales will have longer periods to adjust. In the studio, Kent Davis, ABC 12 News.
All right, Kent, the final rule marks a major expansion of EPA regulations under a law passed in 2016, but it took years to get to a total ban of the substance. The EPA banned asbestos in 1989, but the rule was largely overturned by a 1991 Court of Appeals decision that weakened the EPA's authority to address chemicals' risk on human health. The 2016 law required the EPA to evaluate chemicals and put protections in place. Asbestos is banned in more than 50 countries.